Today, Sunday, the 24th of November 2024, we have our hand-picked match predictions to share with you, which will be backed up by some stats and analytics to help you make your picks in this list to boost your winning by a greater percent. And to those of you who want to have access to members-only match prediction picks and video, which we share to members only, like our top 10 list of game prediction based on 1.5 and 2.5 goal event, as well as our top corner kick match prediction event and access to big league events like the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, and other events, then of course you want to make sure that you join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to start to have access to all of these features with huge odds to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below this video description. You can easily click on it, navigate, and join as a member of the Level 2 Pro plan to have access to all of this. Also, you are also going to be having access, that is early access, to match prediction like this one, which we shared to the general public, and 1 day ahead of time to have enough time to plan your own game to include in your sleep. To those of you who want to have this early access as well, then joining to become a member is one of the best options. The link is below this video description. So without wasting time, I will go directly to share with you the games we have for you today. Looking at the first pick here, we are looking at Bulgaria. Here in Bulgaria, Vitora Liga, we are looking at Montana against Botev Plodiv. For this event, of course, the performance of the home based on recent event they have had have proved that they are good, scoring 5 goals in this event and 1 in this event. Its opponent, on the other hand, also proved that they do also offensive. They are also offensive, but of course, looking at the recent stand performance of these two in terms of form based on recent gameplay, we are going to see that the home team Montana have proved to be better in terms of recent event they have had. Recently, they have had 5 games at home, scoring 9 goals, conceding 1. This time, they are very offensive and very defensive, but the performance of the away team, Plodiv, is more conceding and the offense is just average. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, the home team is more offensive and very defensive, but the away team performance is average in offense and the defense is weak. Therefore, we are looking at the home to take advantage of the weak defense of the away to try to lead this game in full time as one of the major options in this event, as well as we just want to look at the home to score 1 goal over. That is, if it doesn't exceed 1 goal, we have a refund. These are our 2 major picks for this particular event in full time. Home to lead or home to score 1 goal over. Looking at the next, we'll look at England in the Premier League, a match between Southampton against Liverpool. Looking at the recent performance of Liverpool, they have proved to be very offensive, scoring 2, 2, and 4 goals per each event. But that of the home, Southampton, have proved that, of course, they do also score and they do also concede as well. Comparing the stats based on recent events they have had, looking at the form table, we are going to see that Liverpool, which is the away team, being at away, have proved to be very good here. For 5 events they have had, they have scored 10 goals, conceding just 3. Very offensive and very defensive. But the home team, Southampton, here you can see that the defensive power of Southampton is not very tight. And as you can see here, the offense is also weak. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Liverpool, the away team, have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had. But the performance of the home in terms of defense is not very tight. We therefore want to look at Liverpool to take advantage of this to see how they can lead this match in full time, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. These are our 2 major picks. 1, Liverpool to lead due to the weak defense of the home. 2, at least 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time. Looking at the next, we are looking at Czech Republic Premier Liga, a match between CSK against Slava Prague. The performance of the away Slava Prague have proved to be very good based on recent events they have had against Karvina and also against the cup they just recently had against Bernatki and also Dukla Prague, where the performance was very offensive. But that of the home recently have proved that they are very conceding and very poor in defense. Looking at the stance performance in terms of form, comparing these two, we are going to see that Slava Prague, which is the away team, have proved to be better here. They are the best, sitting on the first position of the table, having scored 10 goals for 5 events played and conceded only 2. Very high offense and very big defense. And looking at the home CSK, they are not that very good in terms of the defensive power. You can see they have conceded 6 goals for 5 games played and they have not had any goals scored. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, of course, the away team, Slava Prague, have proved that they are very offensive. And because the defense of the home is weak and the offense is weak, we want to look at Slava Prague to take advantage of the defense of the home, which is slack, to lead this match in full time. We also want to look at Slava Prague to lead. These are our two major picks. Slava Prague to lead as one of the major picks, as well as the possibility of at least 1.5 goal in this event in full time is the next possibility that we want to look at in full time. Looking at the next year, we'll look at Armenia in the Premier League, a match between Punic Yerevan against Noah. Looking at this, of course, the performance of Punic based on recent events they have had have proved that they are very offensive. That of Noah also, on the other hand, is also a very good offensive team. Looking at the stand comparison of these two in terms of the form, recent event they have had, these two teams are in good stance. Noah sitting on the first, they have had 5 games recently, very offensive, scoring 16 goals, conceding 1. Punic, on the other hand, is also very defensive. And looking at everything here, we are looking at two major picks in this event in full time. For this particular event, both of the two sides are very offensive and the defense is also very, very tight. And looking at the fact that the goals that is shoot on target and shoot off target will also be increased, resulting to blocks and corner kick will result. So want to look at 6.5 corners in full time or 7 corner kick to occur in this match in full time. So want to look at corner kick mostly for this event. Looking at the next, we'll look at Netherlands in the Eredivisie, Ajax against Zwolle. In this event, the performance of Ajax recently have proved to be very offensive and scoring 2 to 5 goals, 3 goals per each event as well. That of Zwolle, on the other hand, is also a good scoring team. And looking at recent stands of these two, comparing the form in terms of recent event they have had, these are two teams, of course, especially Ajax being so offensive, especially at home. Ajax here, they have played 5 games at home, scoring 13, conceding 3. Good offense and good defense. But Zwolle, on the other hand, looking at this comparison, you're going to see that the defense based at the way is not good. They concede a lot and the offense is just average. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the performance of Ajax have proved to be very offensive. And the fact that the offensive power is very strong and the defense of the away team is weak at away, therefore want to look at Ajax to take advantage of the home game played to lead the away team, and as well as the possibility of Ajax to score 1 goal or more in this event in full time. These are our major pick. Ajax to lead, as well as Ajax to score over 1 goal in this event in full time. Looking at the next, we'll look at France in the Ligue 1, a match between Auxerre against Angers. For this event, Auxerre have proved to be very offensive based on recent event they have had, scoring 3-4 goals per each event. The opponent also, on the other hand, Angers, is also very good, as you can see, scoring at least 2 to 4 goals per each event. Comparing the stand of these two in terms of recent event they have had, looking at the form comparison, both of the two sides, of course, have proved that they are good. Looking at Auxerre, they have scored 12 goals per 5 events. That is a good offense, but the defense is not very tight. Same way for Angers, the defense is not also very tight and the offense is good. And looking at everything in place here, we want to look at two major picks here in full time. Looking at this particular event, of course, both of the two side offense is good. And the fact that the defense is not very tight, both of the two sides will take advantage in terms of shoot off and on target, resulting to goals probability. Therefore, want to look at least 1.5 goals to occur in this match in full time as one of the major pick, as well as 2 goals over. Looking at the next, we'll look at Denmark in the Super League, a match between Copenhagen against Lyngby. For this event, Copenhagen have proved to be good in terms of recent event they have had, and have mostly had games, especially in the Conference League against Basaksehir, which is in the Turkey League, and also you can see in the Cup that they recently have, the performance has been great, but that of its opponent, on the other hand, the performance is not as good as that of Copenhagen. Comparing the stance of these two in terms of form based on recent event they have had, you're going to see that Copenhagen, based on home events, have proved that they are good. Sitting on the 3rd place, they have had 5 events recently, having 11 goals scored, 5 conceded. But that of its opponent, on the other hand, the defensive power is not that very tight, and you can see that they conceded 8 goals for 5 matches played, and want to look at two major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Copenhagen have proved to be very offensive, and the good rate of the fact that a away team is not too locked in defense or tight, Copenhagen want to take that advantage. So want to look at either Copenhagen to lead in full time or give it a double chance for this event in full time is our major pick. Looking here, the next, we'll look at Saudi Arabia in the Saudi Professional League, a match between Al-Ittihad against Al Fateh. The home team have proved to be very offensive based on recent event, scoring 2 goals per each event. That of the opponent, on the other hand, is not that very tight, and the offense is not great. And comparing the stance of these two in terms of form, Al Ittihad, which is the home, have proved that they are very offensive based on recent events they have had. They have had 5 games recently, having all the lead, scoring 17 goals and conceding 4. They are very offensive, and the defense is also good. The that of Ittihad at the way have proved that the defense is not good and the offense is also weak. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, Al Ittihad have proved to be very offensive. The defense of the away is weak, and since Al Ittihad is a very strong offensive team, especially at home, we want to look at it to lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. We also want to look at the probability of 1.5 goal to occur in this match in full time as our second major pick. Looking at the next, we'll look at Serbia in the Super League, a match between Partizan against Napredak. For this event, Partizan have proved that they are very offensive based on recent events they have had, scoring 2 to 3 goals per each event. The opponent, on the other hand, is not that very offensive, and looking at the stand comparison of these two in terms of recent events they have had, we want to look at the form. Partizan at home, especially, is an offensive team. You can see here they have had 9 goals scored, but the defense also is not that very great. The defense, 8 goals conceded. But that of the away team, of course, looking at the comparison based on recent events they have had, you're going to see that the away team, Napredak, here proved that they are not very good at striking power. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. Looking at this particular event, of course, we want to look at the double chance for the home team, since the defense of the home is not that very tight, but the offense is good. We're looking at that of the offense of the away team, they are not good, and the defense is just average. Therefore, we want to look at least a double chance for the home in full time as our major pick. Looking at the next here, we'll look at Turkey in the second league, that is in the white group, a match between Saria against Karakop. Looking at this, Saria, the home team, have proved to be very offensive based on recent events they have had, having 4 to 5 goals per each event. The opponent, on the other hand, is very conceding, having up to 4 goals being conceded per each event. Comparing the stand of these two, looking at the recent form in terms of comparison, Saria have proved to be very offensive based on home game played. They have had 5 events, scoring 12, conceding 3. That of the opponent, on the other hand, based on the way have proved that, of course, the defensive power, as you can see here, is not very tight, and the offense is average. And looking at everything in place, we want to look at 2 major picks here in full time. For this particular event, the home team is very offensive, but the defense of the away is weak. We want to look at the home to take advantage of its offensive power to lead this match in full time as one of the major picks. We also want to look at 1.5 goal. Since the away defense is not very good, 1.5 goal is the next possibility we want to look at for this event in full time. And to those of you who want to be having access to our hand-picked event based on top 10 lists, as well as top or big league events like Champions League, that is Europa League, Conference League, and other big league events, and as well as our top 15 game prediction based on goals probability and corner kicks, then of course you want to make sure to join the Level 2 Pro membership package plan to start to have access to all of these features with huge odds to take your winning to the next level. To those of you who want to join, the link is below. You can click directly on it, navigate and join as a member to start to have access to all of these features to take your winning to the next level. Good luck and see you again in the next upload, and bye bye for now.